Financial Group, and today is Monday, February 24, 2025. Friday, we had a big sell-off, quick move lower. It was the worst day of the year for the S&P 500 and the Dow. I guess the reasons being that United Healthcare, which is a Dow component, it was announced that they were going to be investigated for their billing practices to Medicare and just in general billing practices. So the stock was down 8% and was a big chunk of what the Dow was down. Beyond that, the Planeteer was lower, I guess, on some the spending cuts in the Department of Defense could potentially hit them. I mean, it's been a high-flying stock. Had a big move up, and it's retraced it all back, and that was a pretty big loser recently. But I also think that this just points towards some of the risks that are inherent, I think, in the structure of the market right now with the algorithms and dealer positioning and like that. This is the fourth out of the last 5 Fridays where we had significant pullbacks, but last Friday was the largest drop of all the 4 that we've recently seen on Fridays. And I think more so than the news flow, it just seemed that once the 6,100 level for the S&P 500 cracked and gave way, the gates opened up. Either through algorithms, through traders or whatever, multiple perhaps reasons and players selling into it, but the selling just accelerated and it was an ugly afternoon. The stock market, the S&P 500 did hold 6,000, and that looks to be a pretty key level too. So again, I think Friday is an example of some of the risks that suddenly can happen and arise in the financial markets right now. And so far maybe we'll recover this, but again, this points towards the structure of the market, the way traders and dealers are kind of positioning, and I think the hedging, everyone just hedges short term, and it ends up being in I think an increased risk position when everyone's kind of doing the same thing. Looking at the week ahead, I think that the risks are probably threefold. Nvidia has their earnings on Wednesday, and that is so important. Now, I can't imagine they're going to have bad numbers, but I think some of the eyeballs will be on, well, is the growth still accelerating? Or maybe not as strong, moderating a little bit. They're still going to grow. They're still going to put up great numbers. But I think the internals of the rate of change on the acceleration of the growth, both in sales, earnings, EBITDA, and like that. And also it's so hard to predict what the market reaction is going to be, because that's going to be important, I think. So this is really a really big point, I think, in the next coming weeks is this Wednesday with Nvidia and how they get through it and their commentary and guidance on the DeepSeek and the various AI initiatives. Other than that, GDP fourth quarter estimate's going to be out there this week, but the other big one's going to be PCE, which is the personal consumption expenditure, which is a sign of inflation that the Fed closely follows, and that's out there later this week on Thursday or Friday. So I'll be back on Wednesday. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk then. Goodbye.